Just going to share some music that I've been geeking out on recently because music and dance go hand in hand. This is also an iteration on a past video that I did that also gave some music recommendations, but unfortunately since then most of the artists that I recommended in that video aren't really active that much. So today I'll bring you a brand new batch of artists that I've been really enjoying. If I was alone in a dance studio, this is the music that I would be playing, music that would inspire me to be a better dancer, a better person. All right, to kick things off, we have a Goodyear. This is a Nordic band, I guess, or a music outfit who just released their debut album Play this year, actually a couple of weeks ago. A very, very strong, sort of groundbreaking first piece of music. The reason why I like Play is really just simple production. Not many elements, in each song, a guitar, a synth, and a vocal. Now, I don't know shit about music and music composition. I used to DJ once upon a time. I am from Melbourne. So excuse me if what I talk about sounds like absolute mumbo jumbo, but I'm just going to try my best to describe why I like each artist and each piece of music. My favorite tracks specifically from Play are Back of a Car, Right Back, and In Between. And to me, the new age of heavenly introspective music is here, especially in this album. Now, I will admit I don't usually like to click on music that is recommended to me by algorithms. I try to seek out music myself based on maybe other recommendations or things that people have asked me to go look for, or things that I've sort of researched and found out myself. But I did click on this album because the cover actually reminded me a lot of the cover that Dean Blunt uses on his work with Joanne Robertson, Backstage Raver. Kind of this silhouette, very simple, almost playful image, I think is quite strong and pretty fun, in my opinion, to be used here. Really well arranged, and it really allows for the talent of the artist to really shine, which I absolutely love. Really, really enjoyable piece of work coming from the Great North. Up next, we're kind of on this sing-song music, modern of the times wave of sound. We've got Chanel Beads. Chanel Beads is also kind of another outfit based out of New York City, which is also doing really, really well in sort of the art scene and in artistic circles. People who be painting, people who be doing poetry and shit love Chanel Beads, myself included. I think what's really interesting about them is their soundscapes and their instrumentals sound really organic, but they've kind of got a new spin, at least with this new age vocal editing technique. I wouldn't really call it auto-tune per se, but it feels really original, really sort of robotic, hypnotic even, if you will. And I think they do a really good job of representing sort of like a local, communal New York City flavor. I also think that bro actually hired dancers in his music videos, so I feel like maybe in the back of his mind he envisions some music that can be danced and can be enjoyed by artists of all kinds, including dancers. So that's pretty cool. Check out his works, Your Day Will Come and Your Day Will Come. The music is epic and theatrical. I think that's something that I really like about his music. It's really atmospheric and it just is really awesome in filling a room with energy and sound. You can really feel that shit when you play this music in a gallery, in a dance studio. This is where this sort of music really shines, in my opinion. So this is definitely something that I would recommend dancers to listen to in a heartbeat. I'm pretty sure I've seen some people do live work and live performances to Chanel Beads, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see some choreographers designing some dance work to Chanel Beads. I think they are doing some really, really great stuff. Since we're sort of on this rolling ball of music for artists, I'm just going to quickly mention Dean Blunt and Friends. Basically the whole world music, if you go on Instagram and type in world music, whatever artists that Instagram account posts, listen to them. Dean Blunt, Inga Copeland, Joanne Robertson, Bar Italia, all that good shit. I think this music has been really popular in Europe for ages now, but I think Americans are slowly starting to discover and interpret this sound, which is cool. Up next, moving away from the sort of art zeitgeist, we've got Walter Mecca. Walter Mecca was one of my personal favorite artists that I have listened to in the past 5 to 6 years. I will say he is quite inactive these days and his music is actually pretty hard to find. I would say Walter Mecca is genuinely underground. People throw around the term underground like willy-nilly, but I really think that Walter Mecca is someone who makes really ingenious work. So he's a little bit inactive, but he still has made some really amazing stuff that I think people are still discovering. If you listen to interviews, he says that he's the type type of guy that has made music using, all kinds of stuff. PS1, GameCube, using a Switch or an iPhone. He's one of those types of motherfuckers that really just makes music for music's sake. He's done a lot of genres really well also, and each one of his works kind of brings a different flavor and kind of brings something interesting to the genre that he's trying to interpret. Because he's got so much experience with music, he makes music for commercial work as well. I think it's really interesting what he's done. One of my favorite projects of his is Arknoy 22, but unfortunately any remnants of this project have almost been deleted from the internet. I think I bought projects from Arknoy 22 years ago. I just bought it off the internet and I've got some of the files on my MacBook, but I don't have all of them, unfortunately. But I thought the promo and the stuff they did was really cool. It's really fun. It's more background, it's more BGM, background music, video game background music centric, but I really like this. Obviously, as a dancer, for me, instrumentals and just sound is something that I can really strive off and something that I can really seek to enjoy. Another one of his projects that I really like, Holy Jump, is super fresh. Just something really different from what you would listen to in mainstream pop music and just sort of the mainstream music landscape today. Really different in my opinion. I was just chilling one day and I was playing this music out of a speaker on some set that I was on, and one of the guys said that it reminded him of space music. I think his music sounds genuinely different in a really authentic and unmanufactured way, which is why I really like it. All right, up next, this band Tagabow. I've used their music a lot in some of my own videos. Really raw, millions of stories in the music. I would say the genre is mainly rock and shoegaze, but I feel like this is such a big bag of tricks that you never really know what they're going to pull out on you. You can have a break, drum and bass track, you can have some techno in there. And I find that this band's work is absolutely filled with character. It's really dumb sometimes in a fun way, and I think some of the samples are really non-serious as well. For example, Tagabow sample Final Fantasy VII. They name their songs really funny titles like Solo Gay Bowser and Jadakiss and things like this nature. Recent works from them that I really enjoy are Lotto, plus basically all the singles that they've released since then, Tagabow, or They're Gutting a Body of Water. Something really different, sort of that rock music that is starting to become a bit more popular in the breaking scene. Moving away from this cinematic, universal, theatrical sound, we've got Julian Durbin. I'll describe his music as meditative. It sounds like you're lounging in a nice air-conditioned room in the midst of the sweltering Japanese heat. He's got many beat tapes and many works that he releases on the reg, so something that I really enjoy about him is every time I visit his SoundCloud page, he's always got a new mix or a new beat tape to listen to. So really great stuff. His music, I would say, is slow. It's not necessarily trying to entertain or capture anything from you, which I really enjoy. It's really great music for leisurely listening, which I love to do. Music that you can enjoy and just roll around to on the ground. Up next, we've got Dream Ivory. This is kind of California pretty boy music. His music is shoegazy on the surface, it feels amateurish, but the production is really strong by Ginseng. He also makes hip-hop beats on the side, and you can tell the production techniques are really well refined and really good. I find their fun and carefree branding to be really intoxicating, and it's also really fun as well. It's quite genuine in my opinion. This is the sort of fun and carefree branding that's been taking over the music sphere in the past decade, and I think I can enjoy this too. My favorite work from them has been their latest album, released last year, When You Come Back, I Have So Much to Tell You. So go check that out as well. Lastly, we've got some music that I've been really enjoying listening to over the past month. We've got Bin/fourfour, who just released his first debut EP, All That Comes With It. I find this music to be really original and soulful. It's got really strong jazz influence, but I think the samples are really fun as well. Kind of builds upon this selection neo-soul sound that was really popular back in 2013 to 2014, but it sounds really raw and authentic, which I absolutely love. I think one commonality between all of these artists that I really enjoy is that they're not shying away from being themselves. They're just making the music as it is and releasing it, and they're just presenting themselves as they are. Really enjoy the samples. Great stuff. Really soulful stuff. Really introspective. Walk down the road with. Watch the sunset to this type of music and have your life be changed forever. Up next in this same soundscape, we've got Omari Jazz. I think their music is really raw and interesting, and they're sort of in their own universe of sound. I think the music is really good, but it's also not really of the zeitgeist in my opinion. Jazz, neo-soul music, I wouldn't say is terribly popular right now, which is why I kind of wanted to highlight these artists, including Omari Jazz. Listen to all of his singles, really enjoy this new angle on music, and go from there. And last but not least, we've got flywilliums. This is also sort of the same sphere of music, the same original sound and music composition that I really enjoy. It's quite experimental, same with Omari Jazz and Bin, but it's built off of a really strong foundation of musical knowledge. His works, Ear Stuff and Flyberry Music, are really strong as well. And last but not least, I've got one honorable mention here, which is totally different to everything else, MKYFM. This is hype lifestyle music for cool people. This is pure heat. This is drum and bass. I wouldn't really call it music that you can dance to necessarily, but it is really great listening music, really energizing and really great to make yourself feel like a cool, fashionable dude. Yeah, so really good stuff. I'm really happy that I am continuing to find good music. Searching and finding music is something that I really enjoy doing. It's just really fun. There's a whole world of music that I've yet to discover. There's a couple of artists that people have been recommending to me that I want to check out as well. There's OK Lou and ML Butch, who's killing it as well, that I should check out. So I'll get around to them next season and I'll let you guys know. Please tell me what music you have been enjoying listening to, and let me know if you listen to any of these artists, and let me know what you think. Look forward to the next music recommendation in 4 months. Other than that, have a good day, peace, and see you soon.